The IPL retentions came out this weekend, and we all saw what happened. The structure of the teams are about to be built, and they are all gearing up for that mega auction later this month. But Siddhant, there were some shocking moments from that retention list that came out. There were a few players who were let go of, and people thought that how could you let go of this guy? And on the same hand, there were some retentions that actually shook players and the
Shook
fans
players,
as well.
shook player.
I think the
Shook
players
players.
as
Yeah,
well.
sir.
We'll
Yeah,
come
I
to that.
agree. I
We'll come
agree.
to
I
that.
agree. I agree. They're like, huh? This much?
This much and nothing.
But on that
But
note,
yeah. So if you had to pick one most shocking moment from that retention list, who would that player be or that moment be?
I think I discussed it with you because as I was talking about this all day long. I think Dhruv Jurel.
I remember you talking about it.
Dhruv Jurel being retained for 14 crores. Who thought about that?
I think Rajasthan Royals.
I think they're also like I think the admin who must have received the list like Dhruv Jurel 14 crores. Are you sure? Last season, Jurel, yes, he's done well for the Indian Test side, has shown those glimpses of being, that attacking player who can hit those big shots whenever teams under pressure.
But that was last year.
But that last year, he did well against Rajasthan last season. But last season, barring one or two good innings, I think he had a great partnership with Sanju Samson in one of those matches. And apart from that, I really don't remember much. I think he struggled most of the season.
That's why he lost their spot as well.
And despite all that, Rajasthan Royals, Rahul Dravid is now, by the way, the coach. Rahul Dravid, Sanju Samson and company, they decided that Dhruv Jurel is one to bank on.
And
bank on in such a way that they decided to give him 14 crore rupees.
And let go of Josh Butler.
भैया बटलर को आपने बाय बाय कर दिया, ध्रुव जुरेल को आपने रख लिया. काफी मतलब
very questionable decision.
It was a shock for me when I looked at that Rajasthan Royals retention list. I was like, Dhruv Jurel, and then like number 14 crores. I was like, what? Because I genuinely don't think if he goes to the auction, if he would have gone to the auction, he doesn't go to the auction anymore. If he would have gone to the auction, I don't think he would have fetched such a high amount.
I agree to that.
So that was a big shock for me. Love, next one.
For me, absolutely, it was teams letting go of their captains. Particularly, if I may talk about Rishabh Pant and Shreyas Iyer. 5 captains, by the way, were let off, including KL Rahul. And we also had Faf du Plessis on that list.
Were you surprised, KL Rahul? KL Rahul fans से ही पूछ लेते हैं.
I think I wasn't actually surprised because I think the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
But then, yes, in T20 cricket, his form has dipped a bit.
Yeah.
But then again, I think starting off with another franchise where I think he'll get very good tracks to bat on might just bring his natural game back to
so
him.
We are sure he's going to Bangalore.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
You can't say that. But then, yes, now shockingly talking about Pant.
Yeah.
Delhi Capitals let go of Rishabh Pant. He was your main player. He was with Delhi when Delhi Capitals wasn't even Delhi Capitals.
2016, so Pant has only played for one franchisee in the IPL, that's Delhi Capitals. 2016 he started, and look at where we are right now. I have to say, you know what, I had this inkling that they're going to let go of Pant because, see, Ricky Ponting gone. Ricky Ponting, Rishabh Pant bond was like this.
And Punjab go for him?
I think Punjab will go for him. I think that could happen. Also,
but people are saying that Chennai might go for him.
Not sure. I think he's also captaincy material, so maybe Punjab needs a captain.
I can tell you one thing over here. So recently, Suresh Raina told this to someone that he met MS Dhoni and Rishabh Pant was also present there, and 3 had a very good chat.
Could be. Also, Rishabh Pant and MS Dhoni, they're like great friends.
Match made in heaven.
They have vacations together.
Yeah.
So you never know. Also, not just this thing. I think that tweet Rishabh Pant put out that if I go to the auction, how much money will I fetch or will I fetch? I think that just did it.
I cannot say that openly, but then वो tweet किसी और ही mood में था.
Could be.
I don't know क्या mood था,
we all don't know. I get it.
No one tweets like that.
I think you all get it कि certain comedians also certain times tweeted when they were in a different mood altogether. So now you get the hint. Any which way. So it could be that. But you have to say that it was a little bit of a surprise, even though if we did one of those videos, you guys must have seen it, that the biggest surprises that you could see, only one player that we could not get right was Pat Cummins. We thought he might also be let go and probably picked as an RTM option in the auction. But yeah, he wasn't let go.
We got all others right.
We got all others right. Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant. And so Rishabh Pant, everybody thought will not be let go, but he was. Anyway, moving on to the next.
Next, I think this would be a collective thing for both of us. Arshdeep Singh. Yeah.
Arshdeep Singh. Yeah. I think
Punjab Kings. What a decision. I mean,
I think you
here's a guy
had to have one marquee player at least, right? In a way, somebody who's part of
decided to retain Simran Singh
and Shashank Singh.
Shashank Singh, okay, even I thought
Shashank, I think they should have retained, yeah.
But then Simran Singh and you let go of Arshdeep Singh.
I think it had. I don't know
World Cup winner.
What Punjab thinks, because
India regular.
Nobody will get what Punjab's management thinks. I'm not sure what they are thinking. Maybe they are thinking that they'll go into the auction and put the RTM for Arshdeep Singh. I'm not sure how much money he'll fetch. But boss, Arshdeep has been a constant performer for you. He's a World Cup winner, bowled some exceptional overs. Okay, even in that final, the overs he bowled were really good.
True.
Okay, towards the end. And you look at it and you look at what Punjab Kings are doing. Bhai, theek hai. You wanted to have a big chunk of money for the auction, but bhai, itna bhi nahi bachana tha ki aapne Arshdeep ko hi nahi liya.
When they're looking at their purse, ये थोड़ा
ज़्यादा बच गया. You know, and every time I see this with Punjab, now they'll go.
That's the thing with Punjab, na?
They will go overboard with some players. They will 25, 30 crores किसी पे डाल. 30 crores तो ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. 30 crores तो ज़्यादा हो जाएगा किसी के लिए भी. Because it's a mega auction, so there'll be a lot of players at stake. I think it was baffling to say the least, because at least one marquee player. Who's your biggest player? Shikhar Dhawan is gone. Shikhar Dhawan is retired. He is not going to be your captain anymore. We already knew about it. But Arshdeep to retain कर लेते यार. मतलब Punjab, but ठीक है, Punjab things. Maybe they'll think they're thinking that they'll get him in within RTM, or probably if they let go of Arshdeep, yeah, they might not get Arshdeep, by the way, because there'll be 9 other franchisees out there who might want him. Because first of all, an Indian bowler, an Indian left-arm pacer is a rare commodity.
And India regular
and India death bowler. Okay, you had so many things going for him, and yet Punjab just baffling.
Not talking about India pacers and India bowlers, Mohammad Shami and Mohammad Siraj.
Both of them not being retained.
I think Punjab might get one of them.
Shami again. Maybe Siraj needs to move from the south. He was in Hyderabad first, from Bangalore, maybe move north. But let's see. I think Siraj to an extent, because it was a surprise last time when RCB retained him over Yuzvendra Chahal and the others. It was a surprise that they did not retain him this time. Frankly, I thought they'll retain him.
What if Siraj actually goes on to become the best bowler in IPL, and suddenly you have that Yuzvendra Chahal saga all over again with RCB?
See, I will tell you honestly, I think Siraj is a good test bowler. Great, I'm not sure. He's a good ODI bowler, but he's an average T20 bowler. I'll be honest, but because he's an India regular, was part of the squad also in the Caribbean and the US. So I think that way you look at it and say maybe it's a little surprising that RCB did not retain him. But yeah, Shami not being retained is a bigger surprise for me, because every time he has, put that Gujarat title. Gujarat Titans I'm talking about. Shami.
No, RCB.
RCB retained that because did not cost them a lot, and they think he's not going to get hit for 5-6s anymore.
And maybe he just goes on to play for India, and then suddenly you can't retain him as an uncapped player, so why not retain him for 4 crores?
Did not get the test cap, by the way, was part of the squad, did not get the match. Otherwise, he would have been a capped player also, and then RC would not have retained.
You know which team would have been the happiest if you take this scenario into account? KKR with Harshit Rana. He was slated to play that last T20 international, but then got ill and couldn't get his India cap.
That way, Lucknow Super Giant had to pay such a big amount for Mayank Yadav because he became capped. So anyway, on these lines, we can talk about. But Shami, for me, was a bigger surprise, because every time he has put on that Gujarat Titans jersey, he has done incredibly well for them. He was the highest wicket taker the last season he played for Gujarat Titans. Okay, I remember every time I would put him in my fantasy team and I'd make him captain. 9 times out of 10, I was winning my league because he was my captain and he was taking 3 wickets or more in a game. So that way, Shami was very consistent. So a little surprised. Maybe his fitness was something to do with it.
I think that was the
and
reason.
they think that even if they go for him, they can just RT him perhaps.
Yeah, because you actually don't know what his fitness will be like next year. He'll have to
Yeah.
prove that he's match ready, right?
He'll be ready.
So
I think Shami
retaining a
will be
player
ready.
for crores of rupees, I think that was still an okay decision with me. But then
Talking about Gujarat Titans again,
Yeah.
another
I
aspect
was about to come to that.
another aspect that we looked at and we thought was a surprise, not a shock perhaps, but a surprise at least. I think that was Shubman Gill not being the top retention choice. But I think that is Rashid
can't wrap
Khan's
my
doing.
head around
I think that is
That
Rashid
is Rashid
Khan's.
Khan's doing. So, according to sources, can I say something over here?
Please.
I think the viewers have the right to know about the fact. So, Gujarat Titans actually wanted to have Shubman Gill as their top retention, but then Rashid Khan actually that's completely on sources because people inside who know the scheme of things have said this, that Rashid Khan actually wanted the top retention, and that was the same thing which he asked for Sunrisers when he was there. When Sunrisers denied, that's why he left.
So he left SRH because he wanted to be the top retention and
Yeah.
they said no. That's one. Second thing is, if you remember, even when Gujarat Titans signed him, their first year, they signed him at par with Hardik Pandya. Both of them got 15 crores each.
Yeah.
So at the same time, you realize that Rashid Khan, he's an unbelievable player. And maybe I agree also that he deserved the top
I mean, I have
retention
no
choice.
problem with
I think
people
I think
actually,
yeah.
actually
Knowing
going
their
out
worth.
there and knowing
Knowing their worth.
and
I
their
think-
market value. As
I think
well.
I think
Because
Rashid Khan.
IPL, it's all money business.
But good on Shubman Gill, by the way, that Shubman Gill ने कहते हैं ना अपने आप को रोका.
Yeah.
Because he must have thought that, boss, I'm supposed to be the star player, a batter who's supposed to be the next big thing, captain of the side. And then he said, no, it's all right. I'll keep my ego aside. I will have you make Rashid Khan the top retention. That way we keep him and I'll be the second retention. I think credit
Thought
to
about the
Shubman
team,
Gill.
because at the end
Yeah.
of the day, he's the one who needs to lead the team, and
Yeah.
if he had to do that without Rashid Khan
And Rashid Khan is a match winner, undoubtedly.
and also without Muhammad Shami now, I don't know what would have happened to Gujarat Titans. So good on Shubman Gill, yeah. But Henrik Larsson getting 23 crores.
I agree. Okay, Heinrich Klaassen for me has been the most improved T20 batter, or like not just T20.
I think he was a very good hitter.
Even in
but
the
then
ODI
the
World Cup,
consistency that he brought to the table
even
now.
in the ODI World Cup, boss, he was not a regular for the South African side. He was not a regular in the IPL. You remember there was an auction where he did not get sold, and then I think Rajasthan picked him up after the auction as the replacement for somebody,
Yeah.
or something like that happened. So you look at Heinrich Klaassen's growth curve, a guy who now just tongs the ball, okay, at will. A lot of people talk about his hitting. He plays spin so well. Even in that T20 World Cup final, he was single-handedly taking that game away from us. The moment
When
he got
Punk
out,
fell on the ground.
the moment he got out, South Africa were gone. That is how big a player he is. I think 23 crores may be a little too far-fetched in my.
Virat Kohli is getting
Virat
21.
Kohli is getting 21. I thought probably Kohli will fetch the highest amount, but SRH clearly made it clear to Heinrich Klaassen, not Pat Cummins, not Travis Head, both of you, not Abhishek Sharma. All of you have been doing well, great players, but Heinrich Klaassen is the top T20 batter in the world in terms of impact.
Even I feel that Henrik Larsson probably would have been the one who would have told them
Auction
that
mein
I
run
want to
nahi
go into
to.
the auction, and they would have said, "Nahi, bhai.
I think if he would have
You
gone into the
name your
auction,
prize."
I think he would have been the 25 crore pick for a franchisee.
That's why I think they paid him 23 crores.
You get a wicket keeper and you get an absolutely
Monster.
explosive monster of a batter who just tongs the ball. He doesn't hit it. Okay, like get ODI World Cup also. Then you see, you go to that ODI World Cup South Africa matches, you go and see where Heinrich Klaassen is batting. You will love his batting. That is how big a fan I have become. And I think
Everyone is a fan.
23 crores, maybe a little more than what I expected, but definitely worth retaining. So SRH, well done on that. They've got I think they've got decent picks
Yes, they
Uh,
have, but I still feel that they have a lot less money going into the mega auction. They could have had a
I think
little
Pat
more.
Cummins, they could have very well RTM because Aussie players. You see, Mitchell Stark was also not retained by KKR.
Yeah.
I think that was a smart move because with these Australian players, you are never sure whether they'll
Right.
be available every IPL also. And that is the problem with Stark. That is the problem with Cummins also. He has missed IPLs in the past. Josh Hazelwood missed the previous one. Okay, to an extent because he had some family matter.
And that has been the case with English players as well. That's
So
why you haven't seen
every time I
many
look at
English
it,
players being
I
retained.
look at not pacers. I look at Indian pacers. If you want to retain, I think they are the better choices and batters. If even if you're going for foreign players, they should be batters because they are, they usually come. That let's just say it. And on that note, these were the big shocks. Love, I think for
That's
us
about it.
also, whether players they were retained or not retained. You do let us know in the comments what you make of these retentions and whether you agree with our choices that these are the things that shocked us. Maybe there are a few that we did not pick on and you have some for us. So please do let us know in the comments. And as always, do like, share, and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching.